Hi there, it's Maria here from Ogham Holistics. My husband and I run a holistic business here in Omagh, in a small town in Northern Ireland. And I have felt this need to come on and to start recording videos. I'm not sure what it is I'm supposed to do. I'm just being guided at the moment to be here and to speak. I suppose there's a real sense at the moment of a change in my life personally. I am a teacher. I teach languages, secondary level, and when I was growing up and going through school and university, it's all I ever wanted to do. And then when I was in my final year at school, I suffered really badly with a headache. That's all I can describe it as, is a headache, but it was like a flash of lightning, I would say, or a hot poker going down my head on the left side, constantly, just in constant attack, for morning and night for 6 weeks, steady. And up until about 2 months ago, I'm now 35 years old, and I got that when I was 17. I have had that every day in life. Some days are worse than others, but it's day and night constantly. Water in the shower feels like 1,000 knives clambering or attacking my face. The wind in the autumn or the winter was also like needles stabbing me. The hairdryer was like a torture device. And whilst there's been numerous tests, I've been to every neurologist, I've been with neurosurgeons, I've been for alternative therapies, I've been all over in those years. As you can imagine, there is no physical explanation for this. There was no physical explanation for this pain. And thanks to a very wonderful man called Mike Booth, who is the principal of and chair of the Aura-Soma Academy and Aura-Soma products, which you can see beautifully lined up behind me. In August 2018, I have gotten rid of that pain, and it will not be coming back. I'm not sure how he did it. I'm not sure why it happened, but it's gone. And I'm even now still in awe of the fact that it's gone. And I do believe that it is because of, I always believed that it was maybe a sense of my soul inside screaming to get out, screaming, follow your heart, follow your path, follow the light, stop squeezing yourself into a little box, or, shape shifting to not fit in, to not be heard, to not be seen. Stand up, take your place, use your voice. And it's interesting that in these recent weeks that I'm here today, I have felt stronger and the need to do that. So I am at this point considering that I was right all along, although I haven't spoken to Mike to find out the exact reason for it, that that my soul inside was begging to be let out and to be seen. So I am pain free. I can touch my head. I still do it every morning. It's the first thing I do. It's gone. And it's a novelty, and I have to get used to now talking about the pain in the past tense and all of that. But that's not why I'm here today. That's not what it is and it isn't. So I have a real sense of I've been working as a sub teacher. I had been permanently working in schools, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't hack the energy. I couldn't hack the negativity, the stresses, the the sense of working so hard and nothing seemingly to come of it, or um, nothing meaningful. I know that maybe results were achieved and grades were gotten, but I had this real desire to do something more meaningful. And I don't mean to diss teachers out there, and I know they do an amazing job, um, but not even more meaningful, but more fundamental. So working with people. Sorry, every time I come on video, I get an itchy nose. So um, yeah, something more fundamental that, okay, we can learn syllabus, we can study and work for an exam and pass, and the hard work will pay off and all of that. But there's a fundamental lack at the moment in society. There's a fundamental gap in the consciousness of humanity in terms of having empathy for each other, in terms of showing compassion, working from that space within ourselves that is our ancient wisdom, our inner knowing, the star in the belly, the first cell. There's my nose again. I'm going to start saying it's spirit's way of communicating with me. But yeah, the world is hypersensitive. We are all on edge, walking on eggshells around each other. No one is prepared to speak their truth. No one is wanting to be ridiculed. And even before I decided to record this video today, and I haven't, well, if you're seeing it, I've posted it, but at this point in time, I'm recording. That doesn't necessarily, I hope it means that I'll post it, but there's the ego, the voice that says, don't be ridiculous, you've nothing to say that anyone wants to hear. What could you possibly have to add to what's already out there? But I just felt it was a stronger sense than me. It was bigger than me, this need to speak, this need to share. And as I said, I had no agenda. I have nothing written down. I don't know what it is I'm going to speak about or talk about, but it's just, I'm here. And this is where I feel I need to be right now. So there is a sense, as I said, within me, a need to go deeper. I need to really see how I can help someone, and not necessarily help them by teaching the irregular Spanish verbs in the past tense, or and there's a space for that, and there's a place for that, and I love that work also. But it doesn't light me up. It doesn't grab my soul and make it fly. And so I feel like unless I'm able to give that energy to what I'm doing, is it really the best way to spend my working life, to spend my days? So I'm here, and my message really is very simple. It's one of empowerment. It's one of unconditional love for the self more than anything, self-acceptance and unconditional love. And it's true, there's so many elements to it, but the biggest thing I have found that has changed my life this summer, because we're now in October, and since maybe the end of June time, has been a feeling of unconditional love from strangers. I mean, I know what it is to have a mother's love, my husband's love, brotherly, love from my sibling, my brother, and my nieces and friends and all that. But this love that I have received unconditionally, which was so hard to grasp at the start. I was sort of, I didn't understand it. I didn't feel worthy of it. My answer the voice kept coming, why are you treating me so well, or why are you giving me so much love when I haven't done anything to deserve it? And really and truly, that is unconditional love. That is the message that we are supposed to be, I believe, giving to each other, that unconditional love. We are supposed to do that for each other. We are on earth to love one another and to love ourselves. And I read something the other day and it made me really sit up and feel quite, I felt sad because it was from someone I really respected. It's a spiritual teacher, it's a spiritual activist here in Northern Ireland, or the north of Ireland. And what they said was, the less we cherish ourselves and the more we cherish others, the happier we will become. Just looking at a little spider or wasp, I don't know what it was, going up the outside of the window. So yeah, the less we cherish ourselves and the more we cherish others, the happier we will become. And that really stirred something in me. I just thought, absolutely not. That is the wrong way around. And my reason for saying that is that, and I don't mean cherish ourselves in terms of, buying new clothes or going for, a facial, which is also self-love, don't get me wrong. But thinking about someone that we love unconditionally, well, as much as we as humans can understand unconditional love, someone that we absolutely would do anything for, someone that when you close your eyes and think of someone who you love and you think of the joy that they bring and the joy that you share with having them in your life, think about how if that person needed someone that you would be so willing to stand up and do it. And that's where you need to do, that is what you need to do for you. You need to be that person that when you close your eyes and you think of someone that's always there for you, someone that understands you, supports you, that person needs to be you. So my message is very simple. It's putting yourself at top of the list. For now, I'm not saying that it's in a selfish way. I'm saying that until we believe, and I don't know whether it's a cultural thing here in Ireland, but it's always the message of, I'll feed everyone else and I'll take what's left. Or, I'm thinking of an Irish mummy sort of thing, they'll give everyone food and they'll eat off a teaspoon for themselves. Or giving your time to everyone and not having any time left for you, for the things that you love to do, be it reading a book, be it taking a bath, be it, having a cup of tea or doing a little meditation, going for a walk, whatever it is, that there's time for everyone, and we'll always put our needs further and further down the list. And my message at the moment to me is very simple and very clear, that the more we cherish ourselves, then the more time and energy we have for others, and then the happier we'll be. There's a sense of a need to, it's not only about it's not only the belief of unconditional love or the witness of unconditional love, it's the belief that you're worthy of it and the willingness to let it in, which isn't easy. We will deny, the ego will tell us over and over again that we're unworthy, that we're unlovable. It's easy to love the pieces or the parts of ourselves that we like. So we can say, yeah, I really like that I'm, generous, or yeah, I really like my eyes, or I love that I have this great relationship with my parents, or whatever it is. But what about the shadows? What about the parts of yourself that you're not so fond of? The parts of yourself that you don't really love? Those are the parts that you need to love also and accept unconditionally, without judgment. Because the more that we accept those parts, when we shine the light into the shadows are no longer scary. They're no longer holding power over us. So it's not only about finding or recognizing unconditional love, it's about letting it in. It's about believing you're worthy of it. And when you do that, life becomes so much more joyous and so much happier and so much more pleasurable and easier. There's a flow. There's suddenly a flow to life that maybe beforehand there was a struggle. My husband always says you can stop rowing and start sailing, because your energy isn't burnt out, giving it away to situations and to people that don't feed your inner temple, your inner sacred self. When we love ourselves unconditionally, we are more in tune with what it is we want, with what it is we're here to do, with what it is we wish to share with the world. And suddenly, everything else becomes secondary. And not only that, but we value ourselves more, and we refuse to put ourselves in situations where the energy is lower, the vibration is lower. We are compromising ourselves. And when I mean ourselves, I mean that true essence. We are compromising that. We're unwilling to compromise that for the sake of, in a job situation, more financial security, or in a relationship situation, not to be alone. Suddenly, being alone with yourself when you have unconditional love and self-acceptance is the only place you need to be at times. And it feeds your soul and lights up your entire being more than another person who loves you conditionally, or some of you, can never do. So the reason I've come on to talk about all of this today is, as I said, I was guided to speak. I've done cards and I keep getting this message to share. I want to do this work on a full-time basis. I want to share what I have learned. I want to learn from others. I want to grow and empower people together. I don't believe that healing work or spiritual work can be done externally to the self. So visiting a healer, to me, is the real true meaning of healer, is someone who triggers your body's own healing ability. So I believe 100% that no one else can do the work for you, that you must step inside of the shadows. You must go deep into the depths of your soul, and you must heal or forgive or let go of whatever it is that is stopping you from reaching your potential. Because no one else can do that for you, and no one else knows you more than you know yourself. So that's a big message for me, is that ability to do it for yourself. And also, not to give your power away to others. We have so much power. We have all that we ever need inside. And when we're searching for others, it's never going to be found there. What we are looking for will never be found, be it in a relationship or on a healing type based scenario or situation. Couldn't think of the word. So I am a spiritual healer and teacher, and I use energy and colour and light and sound to help promote your own spiritual journey and to empower you in your healing process. I'm not here to do the work for you. I'm here to encourage and support and advise as much as I can. And I am more than ever willing to step into this role and to leave that which no longer feeds my soul, which no longer lights my being, to leave that behind and to shed that skin, because it no longer serves my higher purpose. And when I'm shape-shifting to fit in and, holding my tongue and hiding myself, I'm not working from the higher power of light. I'm not working for the higher good. So I've come to a point where it's now or never. It's jump and let the universe catch me, rather than going back down the road that I have travelled many times. I know it constricts my being, and why do I compromise myself to do that? So now is a time more than ever of stepping into my power, to my light, and for you to do the same. And that's really my message, is now is a time of change. It was a new moon early this morning, the early hours of the 9th of October 2018. The need for balance, especially in relationships, the rebalancing of relationships. But it's a time of planting the seeds for the future. It's a time of making the dreams reality, wishing your greatest heart's desires and putting plans in place to achieve that goal, and trusting in the divine rather than the ego voice that tells you not to, or keep things a secret, or don't dream that, or don't share that with others because you're ridiculous. That voice that told me, don't record a video, you've nothing to add, you've nothing that anyone wants to hear, you've nothing new to say. Well, I'm rubbishing that. I'm surrendering to what I've been asked to do, and I don't know where it will lead me, but I know that the other way back down the road I've just come is not an option. It's scary and it's exciting, and I'm excited to see what it'll bring. I'm not under any illusions that the ego will return and scare me into, surrendering back into my old ways. And, I'm open to a to and fro for a little while. I think everybody experiences that. But for now, I'm strong in the belief that this is where I need to be. So that's my message, and I'm urging everyone there who's watching, who sees this, to step into your light. Shed the skin. What is it that no longer serves you? What is it that holds you back, that forces you into the box? Break the mold. Step out. Be you. Be and offer what you were brought here to bring, without fear. And I'm so gracious and grateful in my work that I have in my journey, that I have the beautiful Aura-Soma system to support me. An absolutely magical system of colour and light, transformative, absolutely unbelievable. And every time I work with a new bottle, and every time I work with a new client, or I attend a new course, I get a deeper understanding again of what is and what's there. And even now, 4 years later, I still only know the tiniest bit at the top of the iceberg and of what these bottles and this system can promote and can bring. But I'm grateful to have it, and I truly believe in the power of colour and light as a form of healing. And I also am blessed to have the alchemy crystal bowls in my life. this one is an imperial topaz bowl. It works on the solar plexus, and its message is manifesting dreams. So my dream is to share this message to help people, to empower myself and others here in Ireland and now all over the world. And I hope that whoever finds this video, I'm taking down another little bowl I want to show you, whoever finds this video will get a message that they're longing to hear. It might be something they've heard before, but now might just resonate a little bit differently. Step out of the box. Don't be afraid. Because when you're doing what your soul loves to do, you know, and it can't be wrong. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been brought here. And this is a frankincense bowl. And the message this bowl brings is bringing heaven to earth. So I pulled a card just before coming on, and I got Lemuria, that idea of heaven on earth. So I thought I have to show the frankincense bowl. So I think that's all I have to say for now. I was going to pull a few cards before I go. I love to use cards as well as a little affirmation tool, or I try not to take anything too seriously, and I use them more as, rather than a prediction, more like a prescription, or like I use Colette Baron Reid's cards, and I love them, and she talks a lot about like a weather forecast, so I like that idea. And this one just sort of jumped out at the top, and it says, I choose a bright future now. The moment I start to change, the moment I am willing to bring good into my life, the universe responds in kind. So wow, so appropriate for what I've just spoken about. The moment I start to change, the moment I am willing to bring good into my life, the universe responds in kind. So I'm opening my heart to you, to whoever's watching. Nervous, excited, I don't know the response, I don't know who will see it, what will come, but I have faith that if I was chosen, if I was told to bring this message in to speak, that someone somewhere will benefit from what I have to say. So if you are interested in a bit more about the work, if you're interested in learning a bit more about the work that I do, my husband and I do this work together. I do Reiki healing, I do the Aura-Soma system, which is beautiful. I'm an Aura-Soma practitioner. I'm a meditation teacher. And we also have the very special John of God crystal bed here. I do some oracle cards as well. My husband is a reflexologist. He has done a lot of work in psychotherapy, psychodrama, and he works more in the shamanic energy and does a lot of that. And we also do the sound healing as well between us. So I do a little bit of the crystal bowls, and we have Tibetan bowls as well, and chimes and tuning forks and different things. So yeah, we have lots of tools to help and to bring forth the light through the colour, the sound, the touch, the stillness, but always coming from a place of love and light. So if you're interested in finding out a little bit more about us, go to our Facebook page, Ogham Holistics, and that's Ogham Holistics. And if I can organise myself and be tech savvy enough, I'll post the link to that below. But we don't have a website just yet. We have a Facebook page only, Ogham Holistics, Ogham. Ogham. It's a Celtic word. It was the first calendar of the Celts. Not calendar, sorry, alphabet of the Celts. One of the languages I speak and teach is also Irish. So it was the first alphabet of the Irish people, and it was, you may have seen it, it's based lines and things, and it's based primarily on the trees, the native trees of Ireland. So A was alder, B was birch, different trees. And you'll see it a lot on jewellery, but Ogham stones are standing all over the country and as markers, and it's very beautiful. And it was our desire, well, first of all, we live in Omagh, and Ogham and Omagh are the same letters, only in a different way, and the GH is silent in both. So I like that connection, but I also like the connection of returning to the ancient ways, the traditions, the looking beyond the norm and looking back for guidance and support into this wisdom that has existed since the beginning of time, rather than constantly looking forward in terms of, and I don't mean backwards in terms of the past hurts, I mean the ancient wisdom that surrounds us in nature and through crystals and the plants and all of that, instead of looking forward in technology. And whilst technology is great, it's helping me spread my message, but you know what I mean. So that's why we're called Ogham. And yeah, that's all. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and hopefully I'll have the courage to post this on our Facebook page and maybe YouTube. That's going to be a start, I don't know. So thank you so much, and I wish you all a really great day. And also just to say, keep manifesting, keep believing in your dream, and keep reaching for it, because it's all a change of mindset, whether we succeed or not. Thanks so much. Bye.